I'm rocking the I Love Toronto shirt. It was given to me by my auntie in Toronto. It's always the Filipino aunties that give you the weirdest gifts. But yeah, I'm a little cold, so I need a hoodie. Much better.
Alright, I got that same drink again. Pretty good. Definitely pretty good. If you've guys seen the video from last week, or the video before this one when it gets posted, I mentioned I was gonna do like a sort of talking video where, you know, I just spill my thoughts and share my ideas on some issues that, you know, people around my age would have, you know, living their life. But I didn't get to do it last week, so I'm doing it now, you know? I'm not gonna lie though, I kinda did the whole brainstorming pretty last minute. So I apologize if this video is going to be a bit rough. But then again, all of my videos with me talking is pretty rough in itself, so hopefully it's better than the others. But yeah, you know, when you're like around the ages of like, what, 16, 17 to like your 20s, you know, your mind is always like filled with like what you're gonna be doing with your life, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, I've pretty much just been in that same situation myself for like the past few weeks. You know, I've pretty much just been like questioning all the things that I've been doing in my life, you know, just like asking myself like whether what I'm doing is really for me. What are the alternatives? What can I do to live the life that I wanted? You know, all that extra stuff, you know. I've been thinking pretty hard on it, and to be honest, I don't have an answer for it still. Not to mention like so many other factors that's just been like filling your brain. It just makes me want to talk about, you know, all the things that have been cluttering up in your brain. Regrets, you know, overthinking, you know, stuff like that. And before I get into it, I would like to clarify that no, I am no expert in whatever I'm talking about. I'm just voicing out. God dang it, dude. I'm literally just voicing out my thoughts, sharing them, and thinking up of a sort of solution. Not like a permanent solution, but like, you know, something to ease off the problems that, you know, all of us face. You don't have to take my word for it. You should always take everything with a grain of salt. But yeah, anyways, I just want to talk about the clutter in your brain, in your thoughts, all of the busy stuff that's distracting you from what you're doing in real life. You know, all of these things range from all sorts of sources, whether it's your academics, your extracurricular activities, jobs, hobbies. You know, this really has 0 calories, dude. It's really good. I'm getting distracted. And you know, when you start having these questions, oftentimes you pretty much just leave them unanswered, right? You'd like critically like think to yourself like the things that you do. You push it off to the side and then you carry on with your day, right? But then it really like cycles. You start to think about more questions. You begin to push them off to the side even more, and it sort of multiplies, you know. It builds up inside of your head. You're really contemplating at this point because you've got so many questions unanswered and pushed off to the side. You begin to, you know, if you feel lost. And yeah, like I believed, everyone's always wondering. Everyone's always asking these questions naturally, just because of how curious we are as people. I think everyone's got some sort of perfectionist mindset into them somewhere in their minds. And because of that, we always want to answer everything. We always want everything to be settled so we don't feel any sort of discomfort from, you know, being lost. We all want an answer in our life. We all want to know our purpose. You know, a lot of the times it feels really difficult. I mean, I'm literally feeling it too, so you ain't the only one. That's why I'm talking about it. I have it too. And because of that buildup, it begins to cloud our judgment. We begin to question everything that we're doing. We begin to hesitate. We begin to regret because the time that we end up wasting from, just overthinking. And it really feels bad. Everything just builds up and you finally crack. What's the answer? How do I stop all of this messy stuff that's been haunting away at my head for however long time? Personally, I think there's really no answer to it. Now, hear me out on this. I think that when we're dealing with a lot of the clutter in our heads, we're so focused on just like how to get rid of it. I feel like instead of just thinking about how to get rid of all of these thoughts in your head, maybe to approach what problem you're having at a more different perspective. And so now we really got to consider why we have these thoughts to begin with. Why am I thinking this? How am I thinking it? What made me want to think this? And why is it haunting me so much? I think one of the more better ways to approaching, these types of problems is to, how to gain control over your thoughts and how you can turn these around to your advantage instead of just completely getting rid of it. And there are reasons why you're having these thoughts to begin with, right? Certain situations, circumstances, they trigger. It all just comes down to having regrets. We're pretty much just scared of what entails for the future. We've become so hung up on what could happen that we've diverged from what's happening right now. It's really hard to live your life when you can't really figure your life out at the present, especially when you're only thinking about the future. Well, I guess in a way, we gotta really dumb things down. Sometimes we try to overcomplicate everything. When we overthink, we think of literally every possibility that could happen, and we end up settling for the worst one. Unsurprisingly, to be honest. Sometimes we just really need to put a screw in our heads and just simplify everything. And sometimes we just gotta think dumber and break everything down, because all these problems stem from a very basic circumstance, right? Like I said, we literally overcomplicate things. We become so hung up in the future that we've become distracted from what we're doing now. I feel like breaking everything down and just sorting out these problems is like the basic fundamentals to, critical thinking. All of the actions that you do in your life are all in your head. There's something that drives you to do something in real life. And when the noggin gets messed up, you can't do anything, right? When you're clearing your mind and you become much more level-headed with your thoughts, you begin to see that sometimes we just get stuck. We just get stuck and way too situated on just one solution. And we all know that there is no one-size-fits-all type of solution, right? So what am I getting at here? How can you get a more level-headed thought process and how you can deal with your situations much more convenient than what you had before? And that's where, where your personal thoughts come in, your personal preferences. You can also partake in activities that help you calm your mind. Just maybe some yoga, some meditation, or any sort of hobbies that you enjoy. You can't really just live your life dedicated to just grinding, you need some sort of recharge. Like that saying, rest is for the weak, or stuff like that. You gotta grind 24/7. I think all of that is literal horse shit, because we're actually human, man. We all can't be perfect, especially when 7 billion people around the world are literally trying to solve all the problems in their life. Each and every one of us has our own problems, our own circumstances, and we do have our own answers. We're just so fixated on one thing because of all of the distractions that we keep hearing or just looking at from all sorts of things. There may not even be any solution to begin with. maybe it's actually just a hint on what you can do with your life. That's why I like living in Hawaii, because Hawaii really teaches you how to relax. You know, with all the breeze and the beaches and the Hawaii things that people enjoy. So you're keeping that level-headed thought process. You are organizing everything in your head. What can you do to prevent it from resurfacing, from hunting back at you? I believe that you should just close your ears to literally everything around you, because when you're scared of stuff like that resurfacing, everything around you becomes a distraction. These distractions are literally everything around you, whether they're from your friends, your family, the videos you're watching, this video too, it could be as well. It can also be what you can consider either good or bad advice. You know, at times like these, you just gotta stay true to yourself. You're never gonna get anywhere if you're just going to collect any sort of advice from any source whatsoever, because I feel like if you're just going to be carrying their words onto your back, it's just going to be even much more dead weight, creating much more problems for you. Because, you know, like for example, you hear this sort of advice and then you reach a new problem and you're like, this advice that I have is not working, so now what do I do? And it just clouds your head all over again. You know, you're going through that whole entire process. In the end, for dealing with overthinking, clutter, messy thoughts in your head, get a screw loose. Get a screw loose, simplify everything, completely shut off everybody. At least that's the first step of trying to fix your head. Identify the problems that you're dealing with and what sort of solutions can you think. You know, sometimes the problem is not even the problem itself. It's probably just you. You're probably just overthinking it just to distract yourself from reality or something. Maybe you just don't want to deal with reality. But whatever it is, you gotta understand that there's a balance to everything. Instead of living just for the future, live for now. Live for the present. Take everything one step at a time. Sometimes slow and steady really does win the race. That way you're not rushing into everything. You're getting everything all planned out, and you gradually just pave the way for your life. I think that's it. Hopefully this video turns out pretty okay. I hope I was able to articulate everything. Doing these talking videos are a hassle. I want to do them, but it's a hassle. Just like you, I don't have my life figured out yet. However, I realize it's better to just take everything one step at a time. The things we need will open up for you, for us to take. But yeah, I think that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Of course you can share it. You know, I would love for you to share it, but you don't have to. Any form of support is greatly appreciated. It also drives me to make more videos. I plan on improving in these talking videos so I can share a much more elaborate explanation and the things that go on in my head, not to mention to increase the quality of the video so you guys can enjoy it even more. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. You know, give a comment, share what you think about what I'm thinking. If you disagree, if you agree, it doesn't matter. I want to see it. I want to see what you guys think. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.